We are coming to you from US Cellular Field, where tonight Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball. It's Paul Konerko, Adam Dunn, A.J. Pierzynski and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with the Baltimore Orioles. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With Steve Stone, I'm Ken Harrelson as we get set to bring you the first of this four-game set. In the first of this brief six-game homestand, 4 with Baltimore and 2 with Minnesota. So the Sox come off that long road trip where we won 1 out of 4 down in Tampa Bay. We got swept in Detroit, took 2 out of 4 in New York, come home 3-8, and tonight Johnny Dykes on the bump.
John Danks is 0-3 this year, but that doesn't tell the whole story because he's thrown the ball exceptionally well. In lifetime against these Orioles, he's 4-2 with an ERA in the low 3s. So look for him to have a good night tonight. Baltimore, a completely different team. They've got a lot of new offensive faces, and they get a youngster on the mound in Jake Arrieta, who's 2-1. Arrieta has some problems getting the ball up at times, but he's got a good arm and he's got a chance to be a good pitcher. But hopefully tonight we can ruin his, not debut here, but ruin his effort.
All right, sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
Comcast Sportsnet head of the opener of a 6-game homestand between the White Sox and the Baltimore Orioles. I'm Chris Bowden down on the field. Hawk and Steve will have the call with you in just a moment. And about 2 hours ago, right outside the very broadcast booth in which they'll have that call, a very special honor for Hawk. The third floor area that includes all the booths, named in Hawk's honor as the Hawk Harrelson broadcast level. Radio voice Ed Farmer MC, joined by Jerry Reinsdorf, Steve Stone, Darren Jackson. The unveiling of the plaque commemorating that level. In his 27th season of calling White Sox games, he was hired by the White Sox chairman.
Brought in Drysdale and Harrelson to interview, and we were going to hire one of them. And after the interviews, Eddie said to me, well, which one do you want? And I said, let's take them both. And it just seems like it was yesterday. And it was just yesterday. It's a shame that Don is gone. But, Hawk's been the face of this franchise for a long time. And hopefully for a long time to come.
Well, unfortunately, it looks like me, but no, it's been the greatest 27 years of my life with my family here. We've loved every bit of it, except for 1 year. But outside of that, to be honored with a plaque like this is it's overwhelming. It really is. And I didn't prepare anything when I got up here today. Driving up, I was thinking about what I was going to say, and I said, to hell with it. Let's just go, with how you feel at the time. And I'm telling you, if I started talking about it, I'd cry.
On behalf of everyone at Comcast Sportsnet, Hawk, congratulations for that honor. The man himself and Steve take it over after this break. Again, it's the White Sox and the Baltimore Orioles coming up next on Comcast Sportsnet.
Demand only from Comcast. Don't miss the action. Call 1-800-XFINITY today. It was a beautiful day today. It's a beautiful night tonight. And we'll take a look at Buck Showalter is going to line up his last place Orioles. Ryan Roberts leading it off, and it's Markakis, Lee, Guerrero, Scott, Adam Jones with Reynolds, Wieters, and Andino playing shortstop in inning 9. Here's the defense and how they line up behind John Danks, left to right. Pierre, you see Lillibridge in center field, along with Quentin. Tian Ramirez, Beckham, and Konerko round out the infield. A.J. Pierzynski gets a start behind the plate. And the Lexus Pursuing Perfection starting pitcher is John Danks. He's looking for win number 1. He's thrown much better than that. That ERA just a little over 3. Hopefully tonight his offense and his defense will help him. The Orioles started off winning their first 4 games, and things were looking pretty good for them, but reality sets in a hurry in the American League East. If you don't have a lot of thunder, you're going to have some problems, and they got a very young pitching staff. They find themselves at 10-13. We are 10-16 after a 3-8 road trip. So there you see Buck putting up the lineup cards. Joey Cora is the manager tonight. Ozzie serving the first of a 2-game suspension. So they've thrown the ball around the infield. We're ready to play baseball. And on a memorable night for my partner, Hawk Harrelson, take it away.
All right, Stone Pony, thank you. And indeed, once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here on Comcast Sportsnet. So happy you could join us for the first of this 4-game set and the first of this 6-game homestand. Switch hitting second baseman Brian Roberts will stand in against Johnny Danks. Roberts comes in hitting at .253, 3 homers. He's driven in 16. Outfield straight up as he goes through that fastball. He's had some pretty good success against Danks. 19 at bats, 7 hits.
This year, the right-handed side is not near as effective as the left-handed side. 77 points difference.
That's foul back, and very quickly the count 0-2. And here at beautiful US Cellular Field, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straightaway center. That ball hammered foul. Orioles come in hitting at 236 as a club with a 4.59 team ERA. Tony told you they are 10-13 on the season, 3-5 on the road, and 7-8 at home.
And they've got a very young pitching staff.
Tian. And that's out number 1. Well, this guy here is 25. Tillman, we're going to see him tomorrow, is 23. Britton is 23.
And they're going to get Brian Mattis back, and he's in his early to mid-20s.
Yeah.
So Guthrie's the only guy that you would say, okay, this is a veteran pitcher.
31.
And he's the staff ace.
Here's Markakis. Nick hitting at 211. A couple of homers, he's driven in 6. Takes first pitch strike.
It's unusual to look at that batting average and see 211 because Markakis is a terrific player. And he's a well-rounded player. Every aspect of his game is solid. Yes, no doubt.
One and one to count. Danks, 4-2 lifetime with a 3.64 ERA against the Orioles, as he could not check it up. And the count 1-2 with Derek Lee on deck.
Well, he's got to be the best pitcher in baseball who has taken his regular turn and does not have a win, because he's thrown well enough to at least have 3 of them.
Well, he could be 3-1.
Yeah, and should be. Maybe this trip home is going to shake this offense up. John has thrown the ball very well, hasn't had a whole lot of support. And lifetime Markakis has really hurt the Sox.
2-2. Well, I'm sure you had a year or two like that you pitched well, and yet if you look at the numbers right now, you'd say, well, he did not pitch well.
No, that happens. That happens a lot.
Well, the White Sox, in years past, had a guy who, year in and year out, just really pitched well, Joe Horland. And only, if you look at his numbers, only a couple times would you say right now, yeah, he was a good pitcher. He gone.
That ball was up and in. Markakis probably over anxious, and we'll watch from the look. The super slow motion. You can see every stitch on the baseball. You see it was location as opposed to velocity that cut down Markakis.
So that'll bring up the 35-year-old veteran Derek Lee, hitting at 247 with a homer, and he's driven in 3.
A nice chat with Derek before the game. He loves being in Baltimore, and he had thumb surgery in the offseason on a ligament that was bothering him, and now he's healthy.
Well, Derek Lee, I've only talked to him a couple times. He seems to me to be a very, very nice man.
He's terrific, and Buck Showalter said not only is he a terrific guy, but he's probably saved everyone in that infield already 3 errors.
Well, he's not going to be hitting 247 with just a few home runs and a few RBIs very long.
He didn't have a spring training. He said he played 7 games of spring training, rehabbing from that thumb surgery. There's a look at Buck. Told me that he likes where his team is at this point from a talent standpoint.
Off the end of the bat. Atkins got him. And that'll do it. A 1-2-3 inning for Johnny Danks, and after a half inning of play, it's Orioles nothing, and the good guys coming to bat.
skipper Joey Cora. It's going to be Juan Pierre leading off, then Ramirez, Quentin, Paul Konerko hitting cleanup with Dunn, Krasinski, Lillibridge in center field. Keane and Beckham round out the lineup. The defense and how they'll line up behind Jake Arrieta, left to right, Scott Jones and Markakis. In the infield, Reynolds and Dino, Robertson, Lee. Matt Wieters behind the plate. And Alexis pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Jake Arrieta. Still a very young man, has a 2-1 record, an ERA a little higher than he would like. And with the youngsters, you like to jump on them early, put the pressure on them, put them in the stretch as soon as possible. And we'll see if Arrieta's control holds up early.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours, as Juan Pierre will lead it off. Mark Reynolds in on the grass at third. As first pitch strike on the outside corner. That ball hit hard into left field. Luke Scott. If that were hit last night in Yankee Stadium, he'd still be running.
They were playing that whole outfield for the entire 4 games was as shallow as any outfield I've seen ever.
Well, it's by far the most shallow I've ever seen the Yankee outfield play up in their ballpark.
They got away with it. They got a split after losing the first 2. We didn't burn them too often, but they took away some base hits.
First pitch strike to Alexei. Alexei hitting at 245. Sox come in hitting at 242 as a team with a 4.44 ERA. These two teams met 7 times last year, with Baltimore winning 4. The ball hit hard but foul.
Jake Arrieta, pretty big man, 6'4", 225, and he's got a terrific arm. A good draft pick. They got him in the 5th round of the 07 draft. I watched him in the Arizona Fall League before he had ever thrown an inning in professional baseball. He looked like a guy that was going to be in the major leagues, only I didn't know it was this soon.
Hit him on the fist, pops him up, and Derek could not get there.
Here's another life for Ramirez, as Derek Lee knows the State Farm sign's coming up in a hurry, and he would just as soon live to fight another day.
There's a shot base hit. So Stone Ponies pick to click.
Arrieta's got a pretty good curveball, and this is a good one. I mean, it shows you the plate coverage of Alexei Ramirez. He took a curveball that was low and away out of the zone and rifled it by Reynolds.
And here's Quentin. Hitting at 305, 6 homers. He's driven in 17. Gap out there in left center. Alexei, good lead at first.
Same year they got Jake Arrieta, they also got the other counterpart to the battery, Matt Wieters. He was the 1st round pick in 2007.
Tacks it up and takes ball 1.
The umpires tonight: Alfonso Marquez behind the plate, Ed Hickox at first, Corey Blazer at second, and the crew chief Ed Rapuano is at third.
Breaking ball. And 2-0 the count with Paul Konerko on deck. Underneath it.
Arrieta a little bit lucky there. He got too much of the plate. Kello saw a pretty good pitch to Hammer. Normally would take that to right center, but fouled it back. The two guys in the middle, Quentin and Konerko, have been doing their job. We got to fill in the guys around him, and then his offense will start to click.
Everything is contagious. Other action shows Detroit at Cleveland. In fact, that game in the top of the fifth with the Tigers shutting out the Indians 3-0. Toronto at New York. Blue Jays leading that game 3-1, top of the fourth. 4-4 tie. Angels down at Tampa Bay. That's in the top of the fourth. Boston leading Seattle 3-2, top of the fourth at Fenway.
Arrieta does not have a real good move to first base. Let's see if the Sox look to try to take advantage of that.
Another good lead. And the count 2-2.
Here's the game conditions. 52 degrees. And a quarter moon.
Got him. 2 down. So with 2 out, let's check out our picks to click. Jimangio, our director in the crew. And with Konerko. Some ponies going with Alexei, who singled. And Mark Seipold, Sparky, and our buddy Mike Corrigan. We're going to go with Gordon Beckham, try to get him out of this funk he's in.
Sparky and the crew did a really good job of getting to us last night when there were a lot of planes delayed. Made our flight extremely good.
They do it each and every flight.
Yep.
Eddie Casson tells them what he wants, and they get it done. Paulie hitting at .303, 6 homers, 19 knocked in. Takes that pitch high and wide.
Some of the biggest strides that Wieters has made have come behind the plate. He came in, as most of the young kids do, without the ability to take command of his pitching staff, and now he's become more assertive, and also he's got a much better release these days.
So 2 out, 1-1 to count. Paulie trying to go right with it, just underneath it. Made a good pass at it. Talking with Hall of Famer Jim Palmer. Former Oriole pitching great prior to the game. He said Arrieta does not know how good he can be.
He's got pretty good stuff. He's got a good hook also.
Two and two. There he is. An old adversary of mine.
And a teammate of mine. Hard to believe he's 65.
Oh, boy, is he the youngest looking 65
yep.
you ever saw in your life.
Told him he looked good for 75.
Good eye by Paulie. Full count.
Whatever Arrieta's best move is, this would be a terrific time to use it at first. So Alexei is going to be going, but he's got to wait for Arrieta to deliver the baseball.
There he goes. The ball, one hopper hit down to third. Reynolds will peg him out, and it'll retire the side. Nothing across after one, no score. And we'll be right there with them. After every playoff game, catch Bulls postgame live for highlights and analysis from the local perspective. Bulls postgame live after every Bulls playoff game right here on Comcast Sportsnet.
Atlanta took out Orlando. The Bulls go head-to-head with the folks from Georgia.
Here's Guerrero. First pitch strike. You don't see him take first ball fastball very often.
Very rarely. And you very rarely see him take too much of anything because he's got a nose-to-toe strike zone, and he's one of the few guys that can actually hit with a strike zone that big.
Well, he's been a great player. There's no question about that. He's done a lot of things that a lot of guys never even thought about doing. He could run. He had a cannon for an arm. He was a good outfielder. Hit for average. Stole over 40 bases.
And like so many before him, that artificial surface in Montreal, which was the hardest surface in all of baseball, really did his knees in.
High into right. One out. Well, I'll always remember what Felipe Alou told me when he was managing Guerrero. We were talking about him, and he said, Hawk, he said, he is the greatest. Now, Felipe played with some great players.
Came out for the Giant system. They had a lot of Hall of Famers that he played with.
Great players. He said he's the greatest 7th, 8th, and 9th inning player I have ever seen.
That's pretty amazing because obviously that tells you all you need to know about him, but he was still pretty tough in the first 6.
He's tough. That ball hit hard into center field. Bridge just had to go back a couple of steps.
Still a pretty good chill in the air, so the ball's not going to be quite as lively, especially from alley across the center field. Now you take it down the line in the bullpens, the ball's going to go out anyway.
Yeah, Guerrero with 440 home runs.
I remember talking with Fred Clare, who was then the general manager of the Dodgers, and he had both Guerreros in the same tryout camp, and he kept Wilton and let go of Vlad. I said, how'd that work out for you? He said, well, in retrospect, it's not too good. I said, yes, but Wilton was a midget and Vlad was a very tall guy. And he goes, well, look, he came in with 2 different types of shoes. We didn't think that he would develop. I said, okay.
Yes, he did. Adam Jones hitting at .231, 5 homers, 14 knocked in.
He's a very talented young center fielder. He's only going to get better with the bat as he gets more selective.
Down ball left side 10. That is 6 up, 6 down for Danks, and after an inning and a half, they'll score.
On CSNChicago.com. Brought to you by The Great Escape.
It'll be Dunn, Pierzynski, and Lillibridge here in the bottom of the second inning.
This is a big guy we got to get going. He's going to be one of the keys in the middle of his lineup.
Outfield, not equidistant, spread out slightly to the right. They get the shift on for him. Roberts well back in the short right field. First to 4 with these Orioles, and then next Tuesday and Wednesday the Twins come to town, and the Twins, as we speak, are taking on the Royals in Kansas City. Top of the second, no score.
Indians come into action today with a 4.5 game lead at 16-8.
Breaking ball. And the count 2-1. Adam has faced Arrieta twice. He has 1 hit, but he's knocked in 4 runs. There's a shot foul.
Adam broke his bat on that one.
Adam gets some good wood. He uses 34.5 ounce bat. It's not the heaviest on the ball club. You use a heavy bat, you're going to get some good wood. Just got a piece of that one. But then you got to make contact.
You do that. And it was the day when 34.5 ounces would have been one of the lighter bats on the team. But these days they've gone to, what do you say the average is? 32? 32
average,
and a half?
That would be about the average. Babe Ruth used a 56-ounce bat.
Got a chance to just pick one up one time, and it was inconceivable to me how anybody could use that and actually get it through the strike zone.
Good swing at that one, just underneath it.
So Arrieta with his fastball is working everything up to Adam Dunn.
Well, I ordered a 39-inch, 39-ounce bat to take batting practice with.
39 inches?
And 39 ounces to take BP with, you know. Another foul back, and we're playing the Yankees. So Jim Bouton was pitching for the Yankees that night. And he comes, well, that's when pitchers would walk up to the cage and they would watch the opposition hit.
Yeah, they don't do that
They don't
anymore.
do it anymore,
No.
but it used to be that way. So he's watching me hit with this big bat, and he says, I hope you use that thing tonight. And there's ball four. Good at bat for Adam. The leadoff walk. So he says, I hope you use that big bat against me tonight. You know where I'll stick it. I said, you know what? 'Cause I couldn't stand Bouton. Couldn't stand it. I said, I'm using this bat against you. So the first time up, I hit a rocket off the left center field wall for a double, and I'm standing on second base, and Mantle's in center field because Mantle hated him too. And Mickey's giving me the bow. Here's AJ. AJ hitting at 266, no homers. He's driven in 9. Takes ball 1.
Arrieta keeps missing with that curveball. It's not going to be long before all the Sox hitters are go up there looking one pitch and one pitch only.
And the count 2-0. Outfield straight up for AJ. That ball hit deep. He looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes. Yes. A low fastball, and he just took him right out of here. Mercy.
First home run of the year, RBIs 10 and 11. As AJ got that fastball he was looking for and took it into the bullpen. So a very nice way to start this homestand. Forward home run replay, and you see that one sitting almost on a tee. Knee high inside part of the plate and gone.
So here's Lillibridge. That's the 4th home run that Arrieta has thrown. And, of course, with that home run by Pierzynski, the Alex Nellius family will donate $100 to White Sox charities for every Sox homer hit throughout the course of the season. That is number 23, so $2,300 donated by Alex Nellius in loving memory of Ursula.
Well, catchers know better than anybody else. If a pitcher can't get the breaking ball over, you're going to see a fastball. And AJ jumped all over it.
Another attempted bunt, fouled off.
There's the difference in the ball game. The walk to Dunn, the 2-run homer by AJ. And John Danks is mighty happy with the early offense.
Down ball to the shortstop, and that is out number 1. So Lillibridge now 7 for 22 on the season. So here's Mark Teahen. Souvenir left side. Mark hitting at 281, a homer. He's driven in 3. Change up high.
Mark's going to get his opportunity because of the scarcity of the offense.
Well, you've got, it's a double-edged sword. You've got Brent Morrell, who's going to be a heck of a player. And if our offense were going good right now, Morrell would be in there. But when it's struggling, it's best to take the youngsters out, the rookies out, and put some veterans in. Take the pressure off the youngsters.
Especially with a right-handed starter. And Martin has played fairly solid third base. Hasn't been tested all that often, but he's made a couple of very good plays.
He's made some outstanding plays. That's down into the corner. Attaboy, Mark. So the one-out double. That's his second two-bagger of the season. And that'll bring up Beckham.
That one looked like a fastball away. That's because it was a fastball away. And Martin just drills it. So Arrieta is becoming a one-pitch pitcher. Hasn't gotten too many breaking balls over the plate. And our hitters are sitting on the heat.
Breaking ball misses.
Now ready to deliver pitch number 41 with one out here in the second inning.
Gordon, in this downtime he's had, he has had good pitches to hit. Just has not barreled them up. Strike. And a count 1-2. And as we mentioned yesterday in New York, when you're going bad, and especially when you're young, you're 0-2, 1-2 in a heartbeat. So 2 out. And here's Juan Pierre. It's like we talk about. There are no definitive answers in this game of baseball. There are definitive reasons, but no definitive answers.
If it was easy to explain a slump, very few people would be in one, and once you got in one, you would get out of it. But you can't really explain it.
No definitive answers.
Nobody's figured out a quick way to get out of a slump, except for the rare hitters who don't get in them too often.
There's the strike to one who went out deep to left field. Luke Scott was playing him deep for some reason. Playing him deeper than he is right now. I guess he figures can't do it twice in a row. That's up high.
Marquez has a very good arm in right field, but he's unusually deep out there for Pierre.
There's a little pop up, fall in there. It will. Thank you very much. Tien scores, and it's a 3-0 Sox lead.
Well, Andino looked up. It would have been a very difficult play for him, and Luke Scott has got to take over. I'm not sure if he saw that ball off the bat, but it was up for a while. It's another fastball. Juan doesn't get a whole lot of it, but gets enough to drive in his 7th run of the year. And this was just lack of communication. Scott's got to come and get that ball.
So here's Alexei. He had a good Arrieta curveball. It was going down and away and just ripped it by Reynolds at third into left field. Good lead by Pierre. Three runs on 4 hits, no errors for our guys. No runs, no hits, no errors for their guys. Here in the bottom of the second if you're just tuning in. Up and in, and the count 1-0. And Jake Peavy tonight with Charlotte against Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Went 5 2/3, 7 hits, 3 runs, no walks. Had 8 strikeouts through 85 pitches, 62 strikes.
Not a bad outing, up to 85 pitches. Now we'll see how he bounces back from that.
I talked to him the day before yesterday when he was leaving, and he said that he absolutely just felt terrific.
It's good news.
There he goes. Wieters with a quick release. Can't get him. So that'll do it. But the 2-run homer by Pierzynski, the RBI single by Pierre knocks in Tien. We'll go to the third, leading 3-0. Blacklist and receive the White Sox Wire email newsletter featuring the latest team news and exclusive videos. Plus, get ticketing offers, breaking news alerts, and more. Visit whitesox.com/blacklist to join. Mark Reynolds, third baseman, hitting at 171, a couple of homers, but he's driven in 13.
He is one strong guy.
Well, last year, hit 198 with 32 homers and drove in 85 with 211 strikeouts.
I talked to Jim Presley about that and said that he thinks he can cut down on his strikeouts. I said, yes, and if he does that, will he lose the power? He said, well, that's the thing we got to work at.
Again, no definitive answers.
No, there really isn't.
That's up high. Usually what happens in a situation with a guy like Reynolds, I've only seen him in spring training. A lot has to do with his mental makeup. Is he a guy that doesn't mind the strikeouts?
No.
As long as he hits the home runs?
That's basically what he said when he was in Arizona. There's a look at Jim Presley.
That ball hit hard. So you can cancel a post-game show. First base runner for the Orioles.
And for those of you who weren't with us at the beginning of the game, we'll show you first the replay of the base hit, changeup. But tonight, the White Sox dedicated the entire broadcast floor to my partner, Ken Harrelson, with a little plaque outside as we walk in. And Hawk, congratulations. I know it was very emotional for you, but it was well deserved. All these 27 years with the Sox, and it's a beautiful plaque.
Thank you. It was very emotional, and I was just awed by it. Now, if we can win a ball game, that would just make it
be better.
Peaches and cream. Leaders can't get it.
There is the unveiling.
Wow.
Broadcast
Don't
level.
be rubbing my nose.
He's rubbing it for good luck.
That's awesome. That ball hit hard by Wieters. Gillibridge took a bad move to it, but recovered. Made a nice catch. Nice recovery right there by Brent.
Brent started in, then went back, then had the speed to outrun this one. The ball was hit 390 feet away from home plate. Goes as a long out.
And here's Andino, the shortstop. But usually with a guy like Reynolds, if they're willing to buy into what, in this case, Presley says, if he's willing to do that, for a period he will go down in home runs. Okay, but if he gets used to it, those home runs will come right back because 400 feet through right field.
There's no doubt about it. And he's in a great park to hit home runs for a right-hand hitter.
Oh, anytime you got a park to play in that has a low fence like they did, it's only 8 feet. That is a great park. I don't care how long they are. One and one to count.
They got J.J. Hardy to be their everyday shortstop. You might remember him from his brief stint with the Twins. Before that, the Brewers. But Hardy has an oblique problem and is lost for perhaps another 10 days or so.
That oblique is getting to be the designer injury today.
The injury of this particular decade.
Guys to bunt it. Fouls it off. Reynolds was off.
He had a tremendous jump as I think AJ going out there and directing a little traffic. Reynolds was going on first move. John didn't pay attention to him, unfortunately, and Dino fouled off a bunt.
And there's a base hit in the right. So 2 on 1 out.
And Dino hitting close to 290 coming in. Drives that ball into right field. He's been splitting the shortstop duties with Cesar Torres.
So here's Roberts. He grounded out to T in the third. First to 4 against these Orioles. And next Tuesday and Wednesday, the Twinkies in town. And there's a base hit. They're going to wade him through. Paulie just couldn't find the air zone.
Well, he's going to be out by a good 15 feet if Paul can just secure the baseball. It was a good solid throw by Quinton. He hit Konerko with the relay. Reynolds would have been out by plenty. But unfortunately, Paul just couldn't get it out of his glove.
So that'll bring up Markakis, who struck out. First pitch strike. Markakis now 8 for 22 lifetime off Danks. Bless you.
Thank you.
And there's the strike. 0-2. Close pitch, didn't get it.
That one is really close. Just off the corner a touch. AJ does a real good job of subtly moving the glove over. But Alfonso Marquez wasn't buying.
Nope. Two down.
Markakis got down the line in a hurry. And Roberts with a good takeout slide at second base. And here is our new function, the look. The ball a little wide of the bag. Roberts goes in. Beckham gets a throw off. Just can't get him.
Two out, runners at the corners. Derek Lee grounded out to Beckham. And there's the strike. Another strike. Pull the string on it. One and two the count. Has flared into right field. Beckham can't get there. So Andino will score, and it's a 3-2 ball game. Just a little duck snort by Lee.
Well, the 4th run batted in this year by Derek Lee. Didn't get a whole lot of it. This is a cutter. Pretty good pitch. Forcing Lee to pop it up. But unfortunately, he couldn't have thrown it out there any better. Beckham can't get to it. Neither can Quinton.
So here's the dangerous Guerrero. And takes it up high. The ball's hit hard but foul. Thank you very much. Guerrero popped up to right field his first trip. T in on the short hop. And that'll do it. They come up with a pair after we scored 3 in the bottom of the second. We'll go to the bottom of the third. It is 3-2 White Sox. Are back in action on Comcast Sportsnet. Coverage begins at 12:30 with Felco White Sox pregame live. Don't miss White Sox Orioles Sunday at 12:30 on Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend. 3-2. White Sox lead it right here. Alexei, Quinton, and Konerko. Now field straight up, spread out. First pitch, breaking ball, strike.
That's one of the few first pitch breaking balls, or any breaking balls, he's gotten over the plate.
You can see that was a good pitch to hit, but on first pitch, not many guys going to swing at a breaking ball first pitch.
I'd say just going up there looking one thing, that's fastball, but he is quick enough to adjust to the curve.
That ball hit deep, way back. Scott at the wall, jumps, and makes the catch. Dadgummit.
Looked like Alexei got all of it, but unfortunately he didn't. That's a little cutter that's right down the middle. Scott goes back to the wall, makes his jump, and takes away a home run. And from the look, that ball would have been over the wall. Nice play by Luke Scott.
Yes, it was. because of the height. He had plenty of time to get back there, gauge where he was, right in front of Nelly. One to count to Quentin, who struck out his first trip. Two and one to count. Now it evens at 2.
That was a cutter away from Carlos. His cutter's about 87. Doesn't go down very much. Just moves into a left-hander away from a right-hander on the same plane.
And Dino. Two down. So here's Polly. Polly grounded out to Reynolds at third. And game 2 tomorrow. Phil Umber against Chris Tillman. Make your plans to be with us here at the ballpark. Fireworks night again. And if you can't make it, that game will be over WGN. Polly out and around it. Scott very deep in left field. Jones straight up in center. And Markakis in right. Well, he's Markakis, one of the better right fielders in the game.
He sets up on an angle. Not too many guys will do that.
That's a fair ball. Reynolds boots it. Peg in time. So that's a 1-2-3 inning for Arrieta. We'll go to the fourth, leading by 1.
Fourth inning is brought to you by KFC. Feed 4 or more with the KFC 10-piece family feast. Just $20. Here's our AT&T trivia question. who was the last Oriole to win a Cy Young Award.
Right here, we're in the top of the fourth. 3-4-0 for our Sox. 2-4-0 for their Orioles. One and one to count to Luke Scott. Scott hammered one his first time up deep in the center field, but Lily Bridge was there. Didn't have to go very far for it as he was playing deep. That ball's hammered way back, and we got ourselves a tie ball game.
Well, Scott has tremendous power, and that's his 4th home run, his 7th driven in. And when you see a lefty inserted in the lineup against another lefty, you know that he doesn't give him any ground. Forward home run replay. It's a fastball out over the plate, and Scott, who hit it very hard the first time, hits it out of the park this time.
So a 3-3 tie after we scored 3 in the bottom of the second. And Adam Jones, big hack.
We got Adam Jones in a deal with Seattle. That sent Eric Bedard over to Seattle, where he's been plagued by injuries, but came back for a good game a couple of days ago. And for this Baltimore team, both Jones and Chris Tillman, who came out of that deal, along with George Sherrill, who they turned over. Been a good trade for Baltimore.
Nice play by Tien. Yes! Mercy! Beautiful play by Mark Tien.
That one looked like it had a pretty good chance to be a double. But Tien, well off the line, goes to his right, pops up like he's on a trampoline, and gets off a perfect throw. What a play. Jones can run, and he was out easily.
Wow. And here's Reynolds. He singled to start off that 2-run third. Boy, Mark has made several outstanding plays down at third base.
Yes, he has. And that one
was probably the best.
If it wasn't the best, it was in the top 2.
Yeah. Two balls, 2 strikes.
The Orioles brought in for offense J.J. Hardy, Derek Lee, and Mark Reynolds. They brought in for pitching Jeremy Accardo, Kevin Gregg, who's their closer, and another right-hand pitcher, Adrian Rosario. That was after massive turnovers last year.
Well, Reynolds has seen a lot of pitches from Johnny Danks in his 2 at-bats. And just fouls that one off. And a reminder, you can join the 2011 Sox Pride Club and get guaranteed prime tickets with the Ultimate Membership. Plus, all members receive monthly ticket opportunities, game day audio for your PC, and other exclusive perks all season. Visit WhiteSoxPrideClub.com. Alexei, right over the top. Yes, nice play. Two down. Breaking ball, no. .21 to count. That ball high into right field. Quentin, front of the track. With his 4th homer, we go to the bottom of the 4th, tied at 3.
I think I do too. Who was the last Oriole to win that Cy Young Award?
My partner. My partner.
It was so long ago. Who can remember back that far?
Well, not a whole bunch of guys that put 25 wins up on the board.
Now, that was a year that just about everything went right. It's hard to believe, but my relief corps, and we had a couple of guys that would close games, Tippy Martinez and Tim Stoddard, they didn't blow a save from me all year long until the last start of the season.
Really?
Now, that's really amazing.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that's having a good year.
Well, that's had a good year because of them. The team won 100 games.
Well, there was a good ball club, and of course Tim Stoddard, now the pitching coach for the Wildcats at Northwestern.
Yeah, he's a good man.
Oh, you better believe
he's a great basketball player too.
He's a good man. Adam Dunn with a 1-1 count. Adam walked to lead off the second in a good at bat, lengthy at bat, fouling off some tough pitches. He had some good pitches to hit, but fouled them back. There's a shot.
Right into the teeth of the shift.
And Dino. A hang Wolfham.
Well, Adam's starting to get some very good at bats. It's just a short matter of time until they start going out of the park.
Here's AJ. AJ last time up got a low fastball. If you missed that, poof.
Arrieta tried to sneak one by him low and in. Didn't work. First home run of the year for AJ. Time it gave us a 2-zip lead.
And the count 2-0. Yeah, that's two pretty good guys to have in the bullpen behind you. Stoddard and Tippy Martinez.
And then we had, and you remember the other guy, the all-purpose pitcher, Sammy Stewart, who could do just about everything.
Yeah.
Could start, go long, go short, do whatever you want.
That's out of play left side. That ball ripped into right field. Markakis right there. That's the hang wolfing for A.J. So he is all over Arrieta. 2 bullets hit off the right-hander here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And here's Lillibridge. He grounded out to Andino at shortstop. That ball hit high and deep into center field. Stretch! Stretch! Get on back there! Dadgummit. Boy, there were 3 rockets hit. Meanwhile, 1, 2, 3 outs, and we'll go to the 5th. Mercy. $653, and if you are the 500th texture, you could win $5 footlong subs from Subway. I had one this afternoon for lunch.
Good.
Awesome. That cold cut combo. Little lettuce, a lot of tomato, mayonnaise, salt and pepper, toasted. Yowza. There's a bullet. He is 2 for 2. Line shot to right. Now a line shot to left.
And Dino seems to have figured John out. This looked like a slider. And he crushed it through the hole.
27 years old. Out of Miami. Roberts fakes the bunt, takes the ball.
Roberts looked like he wanted to push that ball to the right side on a bunt. He has yet to have a sacrifice bunt this year.
Roberts is a good player. He's just been beset by some injuries in the last couple of seasons.
He's had some very bad back issues, and when you have that, you don't have to do much to have it flare up.
For some reason, he's only 5'9", but for some reason, when a little guy gets back issues, it really seems to be more severe than when big guys get them.
It's less back.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah,
I remember Johnny Castino with Minnesota, the Twins. When, he wasn't a big guy. He was a terrific young player. He got that back issue and poof, he was gone.
Well, if you have more back, you can spread out the pain. Less back, it's pretty centralized.
Pain's not anything.
That's great, as long as you got it.
As long as it's yours.
If I have it, it's very important.
Meanwhile, you got to get the hitter. 3-0 the count.
You're getting into the part of the lineup that can really hurt you.
Not even close. Wow. Trouble brewing here in the 5th. First walk issued by Danks. And that'll bring up Markakis, who's going to be a much more dangerous hitter now with 2 on, nobody out than he was his first at bat when he struck out.
Well, he's grounded into 3 double plays this year and 92 at bats. So it can be done. John would love to throw a ground ball here.
Off the end of the bat. Goes to first. So 1 out, now Ducks on the pine.
Markakis catches it off the end of the bat, really leaving Martin with only 1 play. He takes a look at second, but there's no outs there with a very fast Roberts going up the line.
And here's Derek Lee. He's 1 for 2. Had a little soft duck snort single to knock in a run in the 3rd inning. Just over the head of Beckham. And the count 2-0 with Vladimir Guerrero on deck.
In 2005, Derek Lee hit .335 for the Cubs. 46 home runs and 107 driven in. What a year that was. Great straight change, probably the best that John has thrown all night.
Two and two the count. If you double him up, get it down. And he does, pops him up. Quentin taking charge. He'll get it back in. Danks right where he should be backing up. And that is out number 2.
Nice play by Carlos, because Beckham has got to go as hard as he can until he hears Carlos call for it. It's a very difficult play for the second baseman. A relatively easy play for Carlos.
Well, if Beckham makes the catch, Andino's going to try to score.
Yeah, because he's got his back to the infield, running away from the throw. Quentin got to it, and what a great pitch by Johnny Danks.
So here's Vladimir with 2 on. Second and third. 2 out. You got Luke Scott on deck. Vladimir has popped up to right and grounded softly to short. Scott has ripped a bullet to center field that Lillibridge caught and then hit a home run. So they went right at Vladimir.
Well, there was a few years ago, and not that he can't hurt you now because he can, but there was a few years ago that you wouldn't dare do this, even with a guy up behind him who hit a home run.
Well, a few years ago, that one pitch, first one he swung and missed, he probably wouldn't have missed it.
No, he did great plate coverage and very strong. Luke Scott, who hit a home run last time up, last inning, on deck.
Coming right at him with the gas. And that's top foul. Guerrero, a .320 lifetime hitter. And once again the 1-2.
Outfield very deep all the way around. Willabridge a couple of steps to the right of center.
One of the big outs on that changeup. He got it up out of the plate and got away with it.
I know you contend, and so do I, that there's a couple of critical outs in the course of the game if you're going to win it. And you're looking at it right here.
Right back to Danks on the change. And he pitches out of it. So they get the first 2 men aboard. Can't do anything with it. We're halfway home, tied at 3. Set to go to the bottom of the 5th. It'll be Tien. Then Beckham. And back to the top of the order with Juan Pierre. Mark has doubled into the left field corner and scored, and also made a brilliant play at third base. Takes that curveball strike.
Here's our Home Depot doing more on defense, and it is the aforementioned Mark Tien. 360 spin, a perfect throw. He saves a double.
And that ball hit hard into left field. Scott is there on the track. Jumps up.
This is starting to take on Wade Davis proportions as far as hitting the ball hard and hitting the ball at people, because there's been rockets all over the field.
The last 4 have been bullets.
That was a rolling curveball hung right over the middle of the plate. And Scott goes back and takes one away from Tien, who's had just a great night.
Here's Gordon. He struck out his first at bat. Takes that curveball low and away. Another curveball. That was a good one to hit right there. Fouls it back. Another pretty good pitch to hit. So the count like it was last time, 1-2. And that's in the right field, yes. Attaboy Gordon.
That looked like an inside-out swing. Take another look. Wieters wants this ball inside a little bit further. It still is a good inside-out swing. Produces a base hit, slicing away from Roberts. And Gordon's aboard.
So here's one. He has gone out deep to left and had an RBI single. A little blooper over the shortstop's head. Tries to bunt, fouls it down. 0-1 to count. Reynolds in on the grass at third. Just a decent lead for Beckham. Nice play. Nice play by Lee. Up the ball at second. Everybody's safe. Yes.
Tremendous play by Derek Lee. Only to find Robert Andino dropping a perfect throw. It's E6. Lee gets an assist from his knees. A perfect strike. Andino just misses it.
So he picks up his third error, but more importantly, we have 2 on, 1 out, and here's Alexei, who has ripped a single in the left field, and then it appeared leading off the third inning he was going to hit one out of here, but Scott went back, had time to get to the fence, jumped up, and brought it back in the ballpark. Pops him up. Raiders gets rid of the mask. Almost dropped that one.
Wieters had a big smile on his face, but that ball just missed popping out of the glove. You watch it there, and able to just secure it with his throwing hand.
Love that camera.
Nice, huh?
Yeah,
it's called the look. Slows everything down for you. You can see everything perfectly.
So here's Quentin. He has struck out and grounded to short. Almost walked right into that one. Outfield straight up. Almost equidistant. And the count 2-0. With Paulie on deck.
Ready to deliver pitch number 81. You got to figure with Paul Konerko in the on deck circle. Ellis going to get something to hit.
Breaking ball.
And it hung.
That's why he didn't swing it.
Jeez.
He was with you.
Those are usually the ones
He was with you. Carlos thinking, I want to get me a fastball right here.
Didn't get it. And it wasn't a strike.
And the 3-0 pitch. So that will load him up. And here comes Paulie. Twice he has gone out to Reynolds at third.
If you missed it, Joey Cora is managing the club. Ozzie Guillen has been suspended for 2 games. Managers cannot appeal their suspension. So Joey's at the helm.
That's the hottest I've ever seen Ozzie since he's been managing this ball club or as a player. Well, no, I saw him hot at the Big Hurt in Baltimore one time. It was interesting. And first pitch fouls out of the way. That's always a big pitch, the first pitch of the sequence in this situation with 2 out, Sox packed. Two-seamer had good movement on it.
Pretty decent speed on the base paths. Beckham, Pierre, and Quentin.
Royal outfield deep, straight up. Reynolds backing off the line at third. Almost walked into that. And the count evens out at 1. Big pitch right here, the 1-1. Advantage goes to Paulie.
Oriole bullpen getting loosened up. Clay Rapata.
Nice and easy, Paulie. High and deep. But not deep enough. He just missed it. Dadgummit. Mercy. 1/32 of an inch. And that retires the side. We'll go to the 6th, still tied at 3. Sportsnet Central. Coming up tonight at midnight, Bulls prepare for round 2 versus Atlanta and the Bears' latest draft picks. They'll join our Chuck Garfien for Sportsnet Central tonight at midnight only on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend. First pitch strike to Luke Scott, who's been to the plate twice and Just hammered it both times. One deep center field, Lillibridge caught. The other one right center field that nobody caught.
That last pitch, John kept up and out of the real sweet hitting area for Scott.
He gone. One out. Second strikeout for Danks. And that'll bring up Adam Jones, who was 0 for 2 twice. He has gone out to tee him. And that last time was just a beautiful play by Mark. First pitch strike. Bottom of the 8th in Cleveland. Tigers and the Indians are tied at 5. Cleveland was trailing 3-0 and then 5-2 and have come back to tie. Thanks. Oh, boy, what a play. What a play by Danks and Paulie.
The first baseman can get hurt badly on a play like that. John Danks knew that if he was going to get Jones at all, he'd have to just charge the ball and fire in one motion. He doesn't even have time to plant. Paul puts the tag on, and Ed Hickox calls him out. Nice play on both ends. And from the look, we'll show you a great effort by Danks. Paulie coming off the bag, putting the tag on.
Oh, and 1 to count to Reynolds. And the count 0-2. Reynolds 1 for 2, a single and a run scored. Ball gets away, so Reynolds will reach.
Most likely going to go as strikeout wild pitch. Called it a pass ball, but I think that Bob's going to have to look at that one again and change that to a wild pitch. And he has just changed it to a wild pitch. It does keep the inning alive for Matt Wieters,
who's lined hard to center field, and he has gone out to right. And a reminder, you can organize a group outing of 20 or more during the season. Purchase a block of tickets or enhance your outing with one of 6 great party areas. So call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com.
Leaders out of Georgia Tech. Well, it's put out some pretty good baseball players over the years.
That fastball high and wide. And to count 2-0. Taking some other scores. Phillies leading the Mets 10-0. Top of the 8th at Citizens Bank Ballpark. Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Blue Jays 5. Yankees 2. Bottom of the 7th. And that ball gets through the wickets of AJ. And the count moves to 3-0. Robert Andino on deck. Andino has hit 2 bullets for base hits.
Another wild pitch. As AJ sees a changeup in the dirt, it flattens out on him because there's not a whole lot of spin on it, and gets by him.
That's way out of here. Wow. 3-0 turned him loose. And it is 5-3 Orioles. So the wild pitch on the strikeout of Reynolds jumps up and bites us.
4 home runs, 14 driven in for the young switch hitting catcher. Short home run replay. And that low fastball. Way out.
Second home run thrown by Johnny tonight. And the 5th this season. Count evens at 1 to Andino. He's 3 for 3.
They've all been in different spots as now Don Cooper takes a long, slow walk. The bullpen up and going for the Sox. And that's a changeup that is out over the plate. And Dino having quite a night. If not with the glove, certainly with the bat. Don wants to give that bullpen a chance to get a little looser. It looks like Chris Sale down there. That's because it is Chris Sale down there.
So Coop has his say. And here is Ryan Roberts, the leadoff hitter, who is 1 for 2 with an RBI single.
Well, one way or the other, you'd figure this to be John's last inning. He's about ready to deliver pitch 106.
And that's ball 1. Five, 8-1 for the Orioles. 3-5-0 for our Sox. We had a 3-0 lead after 2. And that's popped up right side. But a 3-0 fastball is hit out of here by Matt Wieters. And we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. We need 2 to tie.
3 more with these same Orioles after tonight's game. Then Minnesota comes to town for 2. An off day on the 5th, then it's off to Seattle, which is the front end of a long West Coast trip. Veltco upcoming schedule. And the new pitcher is Clay Rapata. He's the sidearm, almost submarining left-hander. Comes out with an ERA a little bit higher than he'd like. If it gets to 22, he's going to sell. On for the 4th time.
He's got a couple of left-handers to face first. Dunn and Pierzynski. That ball hit high and deep. Stretch. Markakis back at the fence and makes the catch. Alexei and now Dunn.
This is a towering fly ball. First ball fastball from Rapata. And Adam gets it most of the way, but for about a couple of feet to spare.
Here's AJ. A 2-run homer in the 2nd inning. And then he hit a bullet right to Markakis in right field in the 4th.
Night is done for Jake Arrieta at 5 innings. Gave up 3 runs, 5 hits, walked a pair, struck out a pair. And he leaves the pitcher of record on the plus side.
So Rapata, 30-year-old southpaw out of Virginia.
Jesse Crane now listening up in the pen.
And there is a line drive caught by Andino. Caught it towards the end of the bat.
Andino, you can see shading him up the middle. AJ's bid for a base hit goes for naught.
That'll bring up Brent Lillibridge. He has grounded to short and gone out deep to center.
It's Birkin up for the Orioles.
That ball hit hard into left center field. Get up. It will. You can put it on the board. Yeah. A low line drive hit out of here by Brent Lillibridge, and it's a 5-4 ball game. Yes.
Second home run of the year for Brent Lillibridge. And his 3rd run driven in. And that pulls us a run closer. The Ford home run replay. Rapata's not fooling anybody.
And here's Tien. He has doubled hard to left and scored. And he is lined hard to left. Takes first pitch strike. One and one to count. Right here, Mark. 2 out and the 2-1 delivery. Full count. Beckham on deck. Ball 4 base hit right here, Mark.
Birkin continues to throw. Last year and used entirely out of the bullpen. Same this year. Before that, he started every game as a professional.
That's going to be a souvenir left side.
I think we saw Birkin back in 09 when he started 24 games for the Orioles that year, but he was 6-12. Brent getting his chance to play. Alex Rios with a sore toe. And he's making the most of it.
Got him, said Marquez, but the home run by Lillibridge will go to the 7th. It is 5-4 Baltimore. So shop for White Sox memorabilia at the garage sale. Proceeds benefit White Sox charities. Space is limited, so sign up now. WhiteSox.com for more information.
Now Jesse Crain coming into the game. So the night is done for John Danks. It's a 1-run deficit. Danks went 6, gave up 5 runs on 8 hits. Jesse Crain comes in. He's 0-1, but a fine ERA of 1.59, on for the 10th time. He's been getting better and better. 11 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 11 in the 3rd innings of work. And he's got to go right through the heart of the order and hold the O's right there.
Markakis, Lee, and Vladimir Guerrero. Markakis has struck out into a 6-4 fielder's choice, and he's grounded out to T in at 3rd. To another count. Five runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Orioles. 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors for our Sox here in the first of a 4-game set. No walks. Jesse, come back and get it. Four in a row. So the gutted leadoff walk.
Buck Showalter doesn't like the running game very much. This entire club has stolen just 5 bases this year. Now you can only run when you have the guys who have the speed to do it. They don't have a lot of speed on this team.
They're 5 for 6. Only 6 attempts. Roberts is 2 for 2. And Adam Jones is 2 for 2. So here's Lee. He's 1 for 3. Take strike one. That one hit a little soft duck snort into right field for an RBI single. Count evens at 1. Outfield straight up, spread out. Jesse, a very good move to first.
He's got as quick a feet as there is in his league. AJ looking over at Joey Cora, who's giving him the signs if he wants him to throw over there. The answer was yes.
Markakis has yet to attempt a stolen base. A little high, I guess.
Jesse paying particular attention. Almost jumps in the air before he throws to first.
That is foul straight back. And the count evens at 2. He gone. Hook. 1 down.
Crane's got a good overhand curveball. And AJ kind of eases it back into the strike zone. That one was caught pretty nicely. Probably got his pitcher a strike there.
So here's Guerrero. Vladimir 0 for 3. Could not check it up. A little bigger lead now by Markakis. That pitch misses. It's over. And a reminder, you can visit the official online shop of the White Sox. You can browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, and authentic classics. So get your gear from the official source. Shop at whitesox.com.
Got a little closer that time.
And the count 2-1.
He'll throw a ground ball here. And it's going to be 2 and out of the inning. Because Vlad is not running well these days.
breaking ball was up a little bit. Glad all over it, but thank goodness underneath it.
John Russell, the third base coach, goes through his set of signs.
Seventh inning in Kansas City, Minnesota leading the Royals 3-1. And that fastball is going foul. Souvenir, right side.
Outfield very deep and exactly straight away for Guerrero.
They've actually been the same spot for Markakis, Lee, and Guerrero here in the seventh.
Woken up and going again. Johnson throwing.
And that has popped up. And that is out number 2. Bottom of the ninth in Cleveland, Detroit, and the Tribe tied at 5.
But they got to get out of a bases loaded, nobody out jam.
Luke Scott 1 for 3, that home run, leading off the 4th. And the count 2-0 with Adam Jones on deck. Outfield straight up, spread out. Drops the hook on it. And if you're just tuning in, 4 home runs in this game. 1 by Scott. 2-run blast by Matt Wieters on a 3-0 fastball. 2-run homer by Pierzynski. And a solo shot by Lillibridge. And the count 3-1. Time is called again. Goes through that 3-1 fastball at 94, so a full count. Paulie lets Payne know he's going to be playing behind Markakis.
Scott asked Alfonso Marquez if that was a strike. I was, well, you swung at it, so yes. It looked like it did have the top of the strike zone anyway.
And a payoff pitch. Whew. Get me over breaking ball here.
Breaking ball was right down the heart of the plate. What a break on that one.
And once again, the payoff. And tomorrow, Phil Umber against Chris Tillman in Game 2 of this 4-game set. Make your plans to be with us. Fireworks night here at beautiful U.S. Cellular Field. And on Sunday, Gavin Ford against Zach Britton. And on Monday, that'd be a Monday night game. Mark Burley against Jeremy Guthrie. Can't make it to the ballpark. Game tomorrow on WGN. On Sunday on Comcast Sportsnet. And on Monday on WCIU Channel 26. And the payoff. So the second walk of the inning.
AJ goes out to have a word with Jesse Crane. Talking to him about what set of signs they want to use. You got Markakis at second base now.
So here's Adam Jones. He is 0 for 3 and was robbed of extra bases on a beautiful play by Tien at third. Curveball strike. It is a final now from Cleveland. 9-5. The Indians beat the Tigers.
Grand slam.
Yeah. Alexei can't find the ears. And that'll load him up.
E6. Good curveball out away from Jones. Ramirez has it, and on the transfer, cannot get it out of the glove. So we did give him 4 outs in the 6th. 2-run homer came back to haunt John Danks. Now you got to get out of it with a guy that is no stranger to the strikeout, Mark Reynolds.
Takes ball 1. That was a grand slam homer by Carlos Santana, who's the real deal.
He's going to be just a tremendous player, both as a catcher and a hitter.
And now the count 2-0.
Nice stop by AJ. Reynolds Kerr with the bases loaded. But that graphic would tell you not to walk him. Tremendous speed at first base.
And he's got the catbird seat with a 2-0 count. Three and 0. It is 6-4, the third walk of the inning.
RBI number 14 for Reynolds.
So here's the switch hitting catcher, Matt Wieters.
Here comes
all over the ball tonight. Joey Cora managing tonight and tomorrow night, as Ozzie is going to serve his 2-game suspension. He's going to go to the bullpen. So a break in the action as the base on balls last night in New York and tonight have really hurt. We'll depart, and then we'll be back.
It is Chris Sale who inherits some problems. He's got the bases loaded. Already down 2. Sale 2-0. ERA in the high 5s, on for the 10th time. He does have a save. This becomes one of the big outs of the game.
So they put one on the board here without the benefit of a hit. And here's Wieters. He just killed that 3-0 fastball from Danks last inning. Takes first pitch strike. That one at 96. Sacks packed with birds as he swings at a ball well outside the zone, and the count 0-2.
Good stop by AJ again as he smothered that ball. Bounced in front of the plate. Saved a run. And a big run save.
And the 1-2 pitch. Another good stop by AJ.
That one just missed Wieters. That would have scored another run. AJ wanted it inside. Not quite that far inside. He stayed right with it.
Don't want to go full. Take him right here. And that ball hammered. One hop off the wall. That's going to score a pair. And it's 8-4. So the base on balls and then the arrow. Not good.
That's 4 runs batted in and 16 for the year as that fastball is crushed by Wieters. We gave him 4 outs in the 6th, 4 outs here in the 7th. And the Orioles have taken advantage of it to the tune of 5 runs.
All these runs are unearned. And Dino, who was 3 for 3 with 3 line shots tonight, takes strike 1. Well, we gave the Yankees 2 runs in the 3rd inning last night. They didn't get a hit. 4 consecutive walks in that inning by Edwin.
Edwin just all of a sudden hit the wall a couple innings later.
That's up high, and the count 3-1. And that'll load him up.
And the Orioles have hit around, and they only have 1 hit in the inning.
Four walks, an error, 1 hit, sacks packed, 3 in. And here's Brian Roberts. And that's trouble. That's going to score at least 2 more. Now they're going to hold Andino. So they have come up with 5 unearned runs here in the top of the 7th, and they lead at 10-4.
Roberts drives in, runs 17 and 18. Big number for a leadoff hitter. And Chris Sale really struggling as Don Cooper goes out there to talk to him. Juan digs it out, gets it back in. In this nightmarish 7th, a 5 spot.
With only 2 hits and all unearned. Mercy, mercy, mercy. Wow. One-0 pitch to Markakis.
He appropriately started this inning off with a walk, and Sale has gone 2-0 on him.
He started off with a walk, and then Derek Lee struck out. Guerrero popped up to center. Then Scott walked. Then the arrow on Jones on the ground ball by Alexei. Couldn't find the ears on it. And Reynolds walked. Then Wieters with a 2-run double. Then a walk to Andino. And Roberts with a 2-run double. No activity done in the pen. Has the count 3-1.
You're at the point now with no off days until the end of this homestand where you don't want to deplete the pen tonight. So it's Chris Sale against the world for the moment, and right now the world is winning.
This can be an evil game.
Well, we do know one thing, and we've said it many times, both of us, both together and separately, you give major league teams more than 3 outs in an inning and they will come back to burn you.
Big hack by Lee. First rule in baseball is you got to catch the baseball.
Something we haven't done a great deal of this year. With the bases loaded, Derek Lee's been pretty good.
One and one to count.
Now Matt Thornton loosens in the pen.
And the count 3-1. Well, the last 15 games have been just about as tough a 15-game stretch as I have ever seen in my career here to watch for the White Sox.
Haven't been pretty.
No.
And it hasn't been just one aspect of a particular ball game. It's been different aspects each night.
So the payoff pitch to Lee with the bases loaded. 2 out. And that'll do it. The 5 unearned runs cross the plate. And 7th inning stretch.
Jim Johnson at 1-1, ERA 4.22 on for the 10th time. There you look at the numbers. Getting out the left-handers much better than the right-handers.
Want to know the count to Beckham. Gordon 1 for 2. Come on, let's get some runs. 21,816. As the count moves to 2-1. And a reminder, you can join the Chi Sox mobile group by texting CLE for a chance to win $50 in Comiskey cash and 4 tickets to the game May 19th versus Cleveland. Chi Sox mobile users get special offers, exclusive deals, and more. Message and data rate supply. Text CLE to Chi Sox. That's 244-769 to be entered to win. One out.
Johnson, a product of this Baltimore Orioles system, 5th round pick in 2001. He's been around a long time. Spent parts of 06, 07, all of 09, and part of 10 in the big leagues.
Juan Pierre takes strike 1. And very quickly, 0-2. Juan is 1 for 3 with an RBI. And that's out number 2. So a couple of strikeouts. And here comes Alexei. Alexei is 1 for 3. Had a home run taken away from him by Luke Scott. Hit a high towering fly ball in the left field right in front of Nellie Fox. He had plenty of time to get back, get up, and bring it back. As there is ball 1. There's a strike. That's the bat. That didn't take long. 1, 2, 3. So we're into the 8th. 10 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for the Orioles. 4 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error for our Sox. The 2 runs on Chris Sale will be earned, but I still consider that 5 unearned runs. Any way you count it, they're on the board.
They are that.
There's a strike, and the count 1-2. Vladimir 0 for 4. He's gone out to right. He is grounded to third, grounded back to the pitcher, and gone out to center. Alexei got time, and that's out number 1. As tough as it's been on us and the fans and everybody else to watch this, it's been tougher on our manager Ozzie than anybody else.
Well, I don't doubt that for a minute.
I mean, this is a good ball club that's not playing good baseball. I mean, this is a real good ball club that's not playing good baseball. But I'll tell you what, they will turn it around, and it will get better. A lot better. There's a strike to Scott, and the count 0-2. Scott 1 for 3 with a homer, a walk, and a run scored.
That went in pretty tight.
Well, you've been on clubs that have been in this situation as I have. And I'm talking about good clubs. And the one thing that I've learned over the years in playing on a good club that was going really bad is that ball gets away. And they get him at first for out number 2. The one thing I learned, if there is, for me, a definitive answer, which there are no definitive answers in baseball, but if anything close to it, it's that you cannot let the other club outcompete you. That's the one thing you cannot do. You cannot get to a point or a frame of mind that you cannot allow that other club to outcompete you. You still might not hit the ball, or you still not make the plays in the field, but you cannot lose that competitiveness.
I got to believe this team still goes out there every day feeling they're going to win the game, just when you look at the talent in the lineup.
Well, they do. They do feel that way, and I'm not saying they've lost it, the competitiveness, but I'm saying that's the one thing you cannot do is when you're going bad. You cannot feel sorry for yourself. We'll go to the bottom.
of Johnson. There you look at the numbers. Felix Vier takes over defensively in left field. Luke Scott out of the game. And our United Airlines leaderboard is the league leader in total bases. And this moment sees Carlos Quentin atop the United Airlines leaderboard.
He's 0 for 2 tonight. Just joining us, Sox with 3 runs in the bottom of the second inning. 2-run homer by A.J. An RBI single by Juan Pierre knocked in Mark Tien, who had doubled. They led it 3-0. And the count 1-1. Ricardo, 29 years old, 6'1", 200 pounds, out of Gilbert, Arizona. Last year with Toronto.
Two cutters. Well out of the zone. Carlos down on strikes.
Four out of the last 5 hitters have gone down on strikes. And here's Konerko. Paulie just missed a grand slam back in the 5th inning. 3-1 pitch just underneath it. Got in on him. And that is out number 2. You can join the Sox Pride Club and get guaranteed prime tickets with the ultimate membership. Plus, all members receive monthly ticket opportunities, game day audio for your PC, and other exclusive perks all season long. So visit SoxPrideClub.com. Adams walked, scored, lined hard to short, and then he just missed hitting one out of here a couple of feet in right field. No, that's the one thing about this ball club. There's no quitting this ball club at all. Ozzie will not allow that. In fact, there are a lot of players down there in that dugout that are more confused about what's going on here than we are, because they're living it.
Yeah, I think they realize that there's enough talent in this lineup to win consistently, just haven't done it.
One and two the count. Yes, he did. And that'll retire the side. We go to the ninth. It is still 10-4. That guy.
Throwing it 0-2. ERA around 6.5, on for the 9th time.
Kansas City has tied up Minnesota at 3. Royals hitting with men on first and third, bottom of the 8th. So here's Reynolds. He is 1 for 3 with a walk, a base hit, and 2 runs scored. And the count 0-2. Up high. Just tuning in, Sox with 3 in the bottom of the 2nd. Orioles came right back with 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th to tie it. Added 2 in the 6th, then we came back with 1, and they added 5 in the top of the 7th. So 1 out. And Phil Umber tomorrow night against Chris Tillman. Can't make it to the ballpark. That game will be over WGN.
Here's one of the villains tonight. Matt Wieters seems to be getting better and better.
Seems like a different guy we saw last year.
Yeah, well, you talk about balance all the time. He looks very well balanced. He's very strong from both sides of the plate.
He is 2 for 4 tonight, a 2-run homer, a long 2-run homer on a 3-0 low fastball. He had a 2-run bases loaded double in the 7th. 2-1. Kansas City has just taken a 4-3 lead over Minnesota. Watch out. So the top 3 picks in the Central are really scuffing. Our Sox, Minnesota, and Detroit.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. He gone. 2 down. Yeah, it is.
Everybody felt, and it still might wind up that way, that the 3 teams would be battling for it at the end, and Kansas City and Cleveland would be also Rams. At least for the first month of the season, it hasn't turned out that way.
I think it'll be that way in September.
I would be very surprised. I think Cleveland will continue to hit. I think be very surprised if their pitching continues as it has been, which has been very good.
Ground ball. Alexei plants in a hurry. The peg. Nice play. Nice pick by Pauly. And that'll do it. A 1-2-3 inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. We got a lot of work to do. Get analysis from our Chuck and Bill immediately following the game, right here on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend. Well,
this one hasn't worked out all that well.
That's all we got. It is what it is. And we just got to have a short memory. Try to do something here and get a couple of runs, 3, 4, whatever. You come back tomorrow at 6 o'clock and tee it up again. That's the great thing about this game. Got to have a short memory and the ability to rationalize.
Well, you know, in the game, you are coming back most days tomorrow. Not that many off days. You come back tomorrow with a chance for a redeemer, but this is a club that we should be taking advantage of at this point. Right in the middle of a very difficult schedule.
Well, it's like we talked about. It's not who you play. It's when you play them. And guys are catching us at a good time. It's just that simple. We're going to catch people at a good time later on. But it doesn't make any difference. Remember that run back in, I said, 2000. We went into Cleveland. We were trying to catch them. We went in there and swept them. And then we go in a 4-game series. Then we go from Cleveland to New York for a 4-game series and swept them. So it's not who, but when. Leland was saying the same thing the other day when they swept us over in Detroit after the 3rd game. He said, it's not who you play. It's when you play them.
And Seattle came in, did the same thing to Detroit that they did to us.
Exactly. AJ has swung the bat well tonight. In fact, he's been swinging the bat for the most part well. That 2-run homer, then a line shot right to Mark Hakinson right. Then he hit a line drive to the shortstop. And that's into left field. PA. 1 out.
Our Xfinity high-speed action replay is a Brent Lillibridge home run getting a chance to start. At that point, he pulled us within 1 at 5-4. But that 5-run 7th made it a moot point.
Want to know the count. And Kansas City has come back and defeated Minnesota 4-3. Tigers were leading 3-0 and 5-2 over Cleveland. They get beat 9-5. Carlos Santana, grand slam homer. And that's popped up. Derek Lee. So here's Mark Tien. Mark probably had the best night of any of our guys.
Played well defensively. He's hit the ball hard.
Yeah.
He's getting a chance to start because the offense hasn't been there. And he's swinging the bat just about as well as anybody.
And the count 2-0. There's a strike on the corner. And that's just off the corner. Right here, Mark. Get yourself in there. And that's ball 4.
First base runner since the Lillibridge home run.
So here's Gordon. 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts tonight. His first pitch fastball strike right there. Breaking ball, no. And there he is. 1-2 count.
Well, Carter's throwing a good cutter tonight.
Yes, he is. To the shortstop. Over to first, and this ball game is over. So he led it 3-0 after 2 innings. Came back to get it to 5-4 after they took the lead, but then those 5 runs in the 7th did us in. And Stone Pony, it will end, but ride it out.
Got to catch the baseball. We're a little too generous tonight. The Orioles came in last place and just took advantage of it.
All right. Let's check out our GMC player of the game. It is the 24-year-old switch hitting catcher Matt Weeder. 2-run homer, a 2-run double. Our GMC player of the game. So for my partner, the Stone Pony, Steve Stone. Our director, Jim Angio. Our producer, John Walgren. Our associate producer, Chris Kamka. Our technical manager, Mark Harper. The executive producer, Jim Corno Jr. Also for the man who runs the booth here, the mayor, Mean Joe Group. And up here in the booth with us, Dave Cella, Frank Leone, Frank D'Amato. This is the Hawk. So long, everybody.